What is happening, fishers? Dean here from Untraceable Fishing here tonight, once again with Don from Bullmore Fishing Tackle, and welcome to Tackle Tuesday. Tonight, Don, I see on the table we have a immense range of Penn spinning reels that we're going to run through.
Yeah, you know, the Penn range is certainly being a popular choice in South Africa. I think a lot of our anglers still associate Penn with like the Jigmaster reel we spoke about last week and that. And they've certainly got a nice range of reels to suit all price points.
Yeah,
to suit all applications.
From budget right up to your top end.
And they've got a number of solid selling points. I think the main thing is they're very easy to service. No torque screws or anything like that. This is the kind of thing you can literally take apart of the braid knife most of the time. They're very easy to service. They're generally a very solid, reliable reel, and you get what you pay for. They're a good, honest product. And from the very entry level to the top end, they cater for pretty much every South African angler.
Yeah, every angler's needs at every price point.
To burst the bubble, a lot of guys still go Penn, I think USA. I'm afraid to say, guys, nothing here in the USA anymore. It's only the top of the range deep sea reels and that come from that side.
All made in the East.
And the torque and that kind of thing, which we don't see here. So, but yeah, should we start off on
the
that
bottom,
side?
The Penn Wrath, the blue and black boy. The entry level reel from Penn. Yeah,
there's a new Penn Wrath 2 on the way.
Correct.
It's a gold and black. From what I can tell, largely cosmetic. The bearing counts and the bushing counts are still pretty much the same thing.
There's been not too much talk of any internal changes on it.
And you know, a lot of guys ask me what reel. I had a guy the other day. He wanted to like a 12-13 foot combo, and he wanted to do it for like less than $2,000. And that's when these little Penn reels below R1,000 start being quite a popular choice.
So how much are we looking on a reel? So like a $600-700 bucks.
I think at the moment on special from about $700 to about $1,000, depending on the size. And solid, hey? Yeah. I mean, they're well made. They're pretty powerful for what they are. A lot of torque.
Correct.
And got a felt drag, which, to be honest, in that kind of price point, it's typical.
You can all your reels in that price point.
But you're getting Penn engineering at a reasonably decent price.
It's really solid. It feels solid.
Yeah, no, that's 8,000 size you got there. Budget reel on a big size, certainly worthwhile looking at. Claims to fame on them and the Pursuit, which is the model above this. Carbon foot, supposedly lighter, but sadly enough, the carbon material not being as strong, they have to use a lot more of it.
Okay.
One thing to know, I think we'll chat about more in the Pursuit, but pretty solid, decent reel. You know, there's one youngster I sent, he bought 2 from me a little while ago in Cape Town, and this is his 3rd batch of them over about 10 years.
That's not too bad.
So he loves these, and he's a weekend warrior, and he enjoys his reels, and he fishes, I think, a 6,000 size, and
he's getting 3 or 4 years out of the reels. Not bad at all.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, if you're on a tight budget, Roth certainly worth a nod.
Something to start.
I've seen a tarpon of over 200 pounds caught one of those before in a Florida video.
I've seen in the US they're quite popular.
Yeah,
so guys do use them.
So on a budget reel, you can do worse than that. Put it that way, I think. Let's say, but it's not the reel that you're going to pull 200 kg raggies on.
Correct.
You've got to be realistic on the product. For its price point, it's okay, but the gearing is not quite as strong. Sure. It's also the only one you got here besides the felt drag that hasn't got a screw-in handle on the into the main gear, which doesn't make it quite as strong on the engagement. The lower end pens, make sure you grease them well. I think corrosion can be an issue.
Pack them.
Yeah, pack them. So your handle, everything like that, grease and service reasonably often. The reel should last you pretty well.
Correct.
Yeah,
then moving on from there.
The Pursuit is a very popular range.
Okay, this is a small little model of it, guys. It does start down in the smaller end of the scale for the guys doing some light estuary fishing or some light spinning.
I think from 2,500 up to 8,000 size.
It's a big boy, yeah.
This is the Pursuit 4 now. There was the Pursuit 3 previously, basically a cosmetic change in the spool, and they added the plastic version of the power knob. I know you're not a massive fan of it.
It's not bad.
It's a practical design that works most anglers pretty well. And considering you're bobbing just above the R1,000 mark, these are great little reliable reels. They add that very famous HT100 carbon drag.
So now we're changing from felt to carbon drag.
Yeah, carbon drag. HT100 stands for, it should be good for 100 miles. So maybe not the most powerful carbon drag at this price point, but super reliable.
Yeah.
You can work this thing hard. It's not going to overcook on you. And decent reels. The small sizes, very popular for the lure casters. 6,000 size, probably our top seller in the range.
Correct.
Very popular 6,000 you often pair with say a 13, 14 foot rod,
yeah.
something like a 3 to 4 ounce type
Equivalent
rod.
of like a 10,000 in your other brands.
8 or 10,000 in
10,000 in other
Shimano, Akuma type
Okay.
sizing. So be aware the Penn sizing across the range is fairly different to other brands.
Correct.
It's more similar to the Daiwa BG almost. The first Ross we looked at was an 8,000.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big reel.
Yeah.
That's an 8,000 size pen. You're going to go on like a 6 to 8 ounce type rod.
Correct.
It's a fairly large reel. But these little guys I enjoy. Smooth. Perhaps the only criticism of them is again the carbon body,
Yeah.
which is not quite as strong.
And as you mentioned, the thicker reel seat.
Yeah, a thicker reel seat on 1 or 2 rods, there has been some fitment issues on that
On the
because
winch.
the reel seat it doesn't quite bite nicely into the winch. So something to consider. A good reel, but in the Penn range, there's always one better.
Correct.
So a popular choice there, if you're on a budget, well worth looking at.
Okay, moving on there to the Fierce.
Then the Fierce is a very popular reel
Yeah.
nowadays.
This is a nice reel.
This again, the Fierce 4, which
Yeah.
has got the newer knob.
I see it feels like a bit of metal I'm feeling in my hand for a change.
You got some metal in your hand.
Got some metal in my hands, guys.
Yeah. So, nice red and black cosmetics, similar to the high speed and other models. Again, that power knob. Decent bail arm as well. Awesome little reel for the price. A lot of guys swear by them. They say this is their favorite reel.
Yeah.
Popular in the lineup. It hasn't been quite as popular as the Pursuit. I just find it's that middle ground. You know, it's getting you a few extra features, but contrary to what most guys believe, the bearing quality in most of these they're all stainless steel bearings, and pretty decent as long as you service them.
Correct,
I think is the go-to. But I think there's a significant quality jump when you go to the next model.
Correct. We're going
And
to
I think
the battle series.
Let's jump up to that one, because to me, if you're a serious regular saltwater fisherman, you're not just a weekend warrior. Once or twice a month, you go fishing with your mates. This is something I might put in about 10, 20, 30 hours fishing a month. I'm a proper fisherman. I'm hooked on it.
You're going to have a reel that's going to last you.
Then a battle is well worth looking at.
So as we look at the battle series, we've got a couple of different models
There
in the
are
series.
quite a few variations.
Okay, so let's start with the standard Battle 3.
Yeah, Battle 3. Look, there is a Battle 4 that's come out internationally already. We haven't seen them arrive on our shores here. To a very large degree ago, with the pens though, small differences.
Yeah.
You're not seeing a massive upgrades from every series. What I like about this full metal body, full metal rotor, you see the rotor's a bit better designed as well. You've got that HT100 drag. You've also got CNC machine gears now.
Okay,
So gear precision's vastly improved. Things like that drag clicker I was showing you earlier.
Yeah.
Now you're stepping up to a drag clicker very similar to a slammer.
Correct.
So you're getting a lot of trickle down technology from a slammer. Almost looks like a slammer. What's different between this and a slammer?
First of all, it's not sealed.
It's not sealed.
Not sealed. Slammer sealed. This is not
I
sealed.
think that's in many ways the main
difference between
the
that. Two, besides some other.
So the low end reels here are not sealed, guys. That means doesn't mean you can't use them in salt water, but it means if they take a good dunking, you're going to have to strip down the reel and grease and service.
Get them cleaned out. Get all that salt water out of it.
If you're the kind of guy who wades on a regular basis beyond like chin deep, you know, and the reel is getting wet, it's probably worth your while to upgrade to a better reel.
Correct, 100%.
But for the average Joe, heck, it's a lot of reel for the money. We've done a review on the Battle 3 previously. We really enjoyed them.
Very solid reels.
And I must admit, if I was buying on my own bucks, certainly be on my top 3 in the shortlist.
One to look at.
Very much so. Lovely reel.
I see it comes in a beautiful red color as well. So
the red designation, the high speed.
Yeah.
What's it? I think 6.2 to 1.
Yeah. So it's got so pretty much, guys, you get the normal standard version, black and gold.
5.4, somewhere around there.
And then you get the red. The high speed has a higher gear ratio for the guys who want a bit of a faster reel. Maybe some type of lure fishing you do.
Your lure casters in particular, I would enjoy that.
Looks phenomenal, there.
Yeah.
Other than that, pretty much the same for same.
I must admit, I'm more keen on the gold.
Yeah.
I think the gold black looks classic.
Classic, yeah.
The red black, it's okay, but the gold
it has its functions if you need it.
The gold just looks a little more blingy to me.
And then are we going to jump? Are we going to carry on to the third one?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to jump to the third one in the range, guys. The Penn Battle, the DX, the silver, bluey, blacky version of it.
Silver Dream Machine, eh?
Okay, Don. So, what is the DX? What is different here?
DX stands for dealer exclusive. Besides the silver coloration, you're also getting, to the best of my knowledge, and don't quote me on this one, I think it's one extra bearing, and they've also improved the servo spring on the drag, so your drag's a little more progressive.
Yeah.
It's not quite as on and off.
Okay.
It can also start from a lot softer drag. The guys who are sparking their reels and
Yes,
that,
yeah.
and they're finding for like live baiting and that,
Yeah, once
this you can start at lower inertia, and just generally slightly better looking and
yeah,
finished.
no, beautiful.
I think the silver coloration, not a massive price difference nowadays.
Yeah.
It's quite a nominal price difference. And I think for myself, I like the DX
No,
range.
I like the finish
I
of
think
it.
the coloration and that is certainly good. Practical differences though, like really practical differences. If I want to budget the straight battle,
It's going to do
It's
the
the
same
better
job.
buy.
Yeah, correct.
value-wise, because you're not getting a ton of features for the extra. Like it's about $800 sort of thing, somewhere around there. You know,
One thing I noticed though, I've seen even from their budget to their top end reel, they're all braid ready spools, guys. Some sides picked up that now.
yeah,
That's
they got
quite-
the, look. Penn offer a very well engineered and well developed product. I don't think most of the pens here are the one or two that stand out as innovative reels.
correct.
But they sorted. You know, little things like that. Decent thickness on the bail arm. Isn't it? Besides the Roth, which has got a fairly
Thin
thin
bail arm.
budget bail arm.
But from there on upwards, it's
Everything else is
solid.
solid. It's not just going to bend and buckle in your bag. These are, I installed one guy said, you can't compare it to a Hilux, but these are your favorite 4x4 bucky reel. You know, they keep trucking,
correct.
and they're a bit clunky on the gear change, and not as smooth as
I always compare them to the old Land Rover.
they're not like a Ferrari.
Yeah.
But they do the job, and they do the job well,
Properly.
reliable. And then they've got a couple of ones that are slightly more specialist.
I see the little I think
more
it's
the Lurcast.
the clash and the conflict, eh?
Clash and the conflict. So adding a little more carbon to the mix.
Yeah.
Getting a bit pricey. So the price scale, there's some guys that love them though. Again, you're getting CNC gearing, you're getting all those brass gears and that. So I know the guys in the UK love these little ones.
Yeah.
The Lurcasters and that, they adore these little reels. So if you're looking for a small size reel that's pretty tough, not a finesse reel, but a pretty tough small size reel,
in a smaller size.
certainly well worth shortlisting. While we're getting there as well, all the battles and that we've spoken about here from the Pursuit, all of them so far, available in a massive range of sizes, guys. So you can find a little one or a big boy.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing I'll say for Penn. They're one of the very few brands that has a nice 5,000 and a 6,000 and a 4,000 size. So you can kind of pair the reel to suit your rod perfectly,
100%,
which is commendable.
It's not these massive
It's not
jumps
that-
in between
Not
sizes.
that compromise on size all the time. But then we get to the first sealed manure.
Yeah. The Spinfisher,
The
legendary.
Spinfisher. Legendary reel.
Yeah.
Been a few variations of it.
Yeah, quite a few generations have come out.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want now? This is a
This is a 6.
6. I think there's a
the
7 on the way.
The 7's
Yeah.
just been launched in America, yeah.
Again, cosmetic differences and little things that they're tweaking on. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say every model has jumped from night to day in any way.
And they pretty much kept their shape and their style throughout the range.
Yeah, they're very utilitarian.
Yeah.
They're sealed. What's the RPX rating?
RPX5 on the Spinfisher.
RPX5, so you basically got an O-ring seal right around the body.
Correct.
O-ring seal on the shaft and that. Ingress is not bad. It's fairly. It's the start of your fairly well sealed reels.
Yeah.
What we don't like about them. I mean, what else? You
thing's a bit-
motivate me to buy a slammer.
No, listen, like I'm not a fan of this shark fin.
I guess that's mainly this is a 10.5 size.
Yeah, on the boykie on the bottom.
We bought a mammoth one out.
Yeah,
That's,
this is quite a big reel. Like, listen, I like a lot about it, but like, looks a bit antiquated.
okay.
Sorry, so that's how I look at it.
That's not mod.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, because of the seals in it as well, it's not super smooth.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's probably the grindier of the grinders. It's got a very utilitarian egg knob.
Yeah.
No fancy power knobs here. But it sits in hand pretty well. It's a sealed reel. The guys enjoy these, eh?
Yeah.
The guys who've latched onto them and enjoy them. If you're looking for a reasonably fast reel to go wading in that,
Correct. I think this is your starting point.
you can do far worse. And certainly the starting point is something very decent there.
Yeah, I've noticed that the guys that are fishing Spinfishers will only fish Spinfishers from then on onwards.
Yeah,
So there's something about it,
they do latch onto them and they enjoy them.
Correct.
Then
I see quite a different variation of it there.
they also do a long cast version. What we didn't mention in the battle range here, there's also a battle long cast. I
That's
didn't
correct.
realize, which hasn't been as popular, but the Spinfisher long cast extremely popular.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't really do the whole, that's not always a carp reel.
Yeah.
If you're fishing lighter braids, particularly beach casting,
You want to get the extra little bit of distance.
Some guys are dropping down like a 15, 20 pound braid to get extra.
Correct.
Plus, obviously, a decent leader. That long cast, slow oscillation can certainly give you extra distance.
Definitely does help.
And this is one of the first saltwater ones that's offering sealing and pretty good performance and durability. You don't often find that in a long cast type reel. The battle one wouldn't be sealed.
Especially with the long cast reels seem a bit weaker in the reels.
Yeah, these still have the carbon drag and that's not compromising everything down the line. And certainly interesting. They also, although we don't see them quite as often nowadays, they also have a live liner version.
Correct.
For the guys fishing live bait. In Australia, they love those. Very weirdly, though, they also have an anti-reverse switch
on the big ones,
which is a very much a freshwater type thing. So, to me, almost an enigma of a reel.
Correct.
To the right angler, it's a brilliant reel.
Yeah.
I look at a long cast and I'm going like, no, I'll just stick to that.
Are we going to grip them?
It's just, to me, not quite as strong.
Yeah,
I think is maybe the
even your drags on your drag outputs on your long casts.
You know,
are a lot less.
If you're the kind of guy targeting things like Buttman and you're looking for distance and that and finesse applications, yes, 100%. Absolutely. If you're dreaming of sharks in that, no. That's pretty much. I'm summarizing, but that's my feelings on it.
No, I 100% agree with you there.
And then we chose a little one here because yokes love these things.
The little slammers, guys. So now we're getting to
the premium reel.
The premium reels.
These are premium saltwater reels.
That's a little slammer 4500 I've got there. Beautiful little reel.
The 65 and 8500s are extremely popular.
Yeah. Your 65 is pretty much your 10,000, close enough to a 10,000, 8,000, 10,000 in your other makes.
Yeah, over 40,000.
14,000, yeah.
These things swallow a fair bit of line.
Yeah.
Why I bought the smaller now is to show that you can actually go, if you're a lure caster, so I was targeting things like big leary and maybe a yellowtail, and then quite a light setup.
I think this would be a phenomenal drop shot reel.
Again, they make a range of sizes to pay exactly, so you get like a 5.5, a 6.5, a 7.5, an 8.5. So nice little increments. It's not, unlike other brands, it's not just the body size that stays the same, and the spool varies.
Yeah.
The entire reel changes size, And slammers are exceptionally well sealed.
Yeah.
They've got your CNC gearing.
Great. IPX6, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if I'm...
IPX6. The guys, again, probably not the smoothest thing on the planet.
Yeah, but strong.
Strong, massive drag outputs. Yeah, they're upgrading what they call Dura drag.
Correct.
So giving more outputs, drag-wise, and that servo-type feel that the Battle DX had.
Yeah.
And they ring the bell pretty well.
For small, I can hardly turn this thing, and I've got
that's
strong, decent for a small little reel.
And an exceptionally well-engineered reel. I think if I was a constant wader and going out deep, that would be on my shortest of my top 3 reels.
100%.
Definitely has to have a look at it. It's a fantastic reel. What I enjoy about them as well, they got a very nice little blingy knob there that spins.
Aluminium handle.
Spins for no end.
I think some of the models come with you can change over to
I think they all do. They come with both.
That's awesome.
So
some guys prefer the aluminium, some guys prefer the foam.
Yeah, the aluminium. Sometimes if you're on a boat and that, and you're fishing with like your baits
slippery and things like that,
too slimy and slippery. So, although apparently it was more for the cold in Europe,
really?
In icy conditions, you were getting a bit too cold.
Okay,
that is the man.
And I see they have also got some different.
Yeah, the one I haven't got you, unfortunately, again, they do a high speed.
Comes in,
which is a
very similar red to the Battle.
Red look again. The standard ratio is like 5.3 to 1 odd on most of the models. I think I wouldn't call it slow speed.
Yeah,
it's a good
it's a medium
speed.
Moderate speed. Yeah.
So it serves most anglers fairly well. And I must admit, I think we probably sold 20 of the standard one to one of the high speed.
Yeah.
So that's where most of the anglers are going. But then they also do
the DX again. Once again,
they also do a DX.
Same coloration as the Battle.
Same coloration. Yeah, there are some
a bit more differences.
Phenomenal upgrades. It's not just the case of the silver. They're adding an extra bearing. What else are they adding?
I'm trying to remember now. Extra bearing.
Going from brass.
Oh yes, to
an aluminium main gear.
Correct.
So your main gear should be a fair bit more precise
and a bit lighter as well.
A fair bit lighter.
Yeah.
And it should be a bit more durable as well. Long-term wear should give you extra durability as far as that goes.
You said there was a bit of a upgrade on the drag as well.
A little bit of an upgrade on the drag as well. And also that extra bearing in the spool shaft. I know this one's got it.
Yeah.
Just supports that against any flexing that a lot better as well. And at the moment, I know Bill Maury is doing some hotcake specials on most of these. these ones are almost the same price as the standard version.
Yeah. So go for one of these.
So flipping hell,
Yeah,
that's
go
the
for
one to
one
go
of
for.
these. And does that
Use the English.
to me, it looks a lot better.
That is in many
that's
ways
a nice
one
size.
of
That's a 6500, guys. I think, as Don
my,
mentioned,
65,
13, 14 foot rod,
13,
for
14
edible
foot
fishing.
rod, up to about a
Beautiful.
3 to 5 ounce
Sinker.
would be a lovely setup.
Yeah.
And again, these things swallow line.
Yeah.
And
30, 40 pound, you're good for go on that.
And they don't feel super smooth out the box.
No.
I mean, it's not the kind of thing you turn and it spins all day.
Yeah.
But this thing will bed in, like all these pens do. They bed in
100%.
nicely. Those gears bed in, and you can just feel the torque.
There's power.
There's power there. You know, you're not going to have a fish just running a drag for no reason. You can crank. If you're a cranker, pens certainly want to shortlist. And then they've done a lot of development.
Yeah.
And although I probably wouldn't budget one in my lifetime,
the reel, we always have to, I'll say a chala for this reel.
a chala for that one as well.
This is a beautiful, guys. The Penn Authority. Stunning looking reel.
Ironically, I can remember quoting one of my mates, Bocky, how's it, Bocky? When they first came out, they're throwing about 11 grand on.
Yeah.
When they first announced them, just
they were just a bit like...
They were like, wow, there's a lot of money for a pen.
Yeah.
And now they've actually settled in well below the 10 grand mark.
Yeah.
And we did a shootout a while ago between the top of the range Daiwa, top of the range Shimano, and the top of the range Penn, which is...
This is less than half the price.
Which is less than half the price. And it's got a few major advantages on it. The main thing here, your main gear here is engineered to the nth degree.
Yeah.
It's not just a CNC machine, it's actually a cut gear, the way they've cut it in it. You can go onto the Penn website and see the tech on it. But this gear will probably outlast me.
Correct. This is exactly what it's
You're
designed
going
for.
to last long. It's super strong. It's super well sealed. It's basically a slammer on steroids.
Yeah, so RPX8 is pretty much, well, I not get mistaken, the highest sealed spinning reel out of the ones we've been talking about recently.
Yeah.
There are some Van Stahls and stuff overseas that are on a different
They
ball
say
game.
you can reel underwater and that kind of nonsense, but I don't know who'd want to do that.
Yeah.
But guys, what's also fantastic about them, again, a range of sizes.
Yeah. Right from the small little boys right up to the big ones.
And just the taking that engineering to the next degree. You know where I said the slammer wasn't that smooth?
Yeah.
This is smooth with the power.
Correct. You can
definitely feel a difference in that gearing. And there's just something about them.
Yeah.
Not quite as blingy, maybe.
Yeah.
A little
bit more subtle.
A little more subtle, a little more gunmetally.
But beautifully finished handles, look pretty much.
And everything about this is like, you'll notice the little detailing there. You'll see on the spool. Doesn't go all the way through.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can to prevent sand and water
going into the spool,
and things like grits and shale and that as well. These things have been engineered, and they've been engineered very well. And I would like one. I would
definitely like
one. It's one of the pens I think is probably worthwhile putting my money down on. And that, to me, Battle DX, I think is a fantastic choice. I'm not getting something wet. If I'm getting wet, I'd probably plug one of these, because then I'd have no excuses, and I should have a reel that'll give me 10 years plus.
100%.
Confidently.
And it compete with the best reels out there.
Absolutely. I think a fantastic piece of equipment. And if you haven't touched or felt an Authority, you've got it.
There's something about, I don't know, when you put it in your hand, I don't know. Yeah. It's got a luxurious feel to it. I don't know how to also explain it.
Yeah, they just sort it in the best of ways. Going to get a little more, some folks say, this is going to be a controversial topic, so forgive me, but you've got to actually come in from a logical perspective. Yeah. The bearings that the pens run with are different to on-the-shelf bearing. You can't walk into your local bearing shop and buy one.
Correct.
So sometimes there can be delay in stock of spares around.
Imperial versus metric.
It is. It's an American sizing to a large degree. Yeah. But guys, these reels don't just chew bearings. These bearings, if you keep them greased and serviced, last.
They are good bearings.
They're well made. They are tremendously reliable reels. From the Battle onwards and upwards, you can fish with tremendous confidence. Yeah. You can really pull hard. If you're on a budget, those lower end 3 certainly worthwhile looking at.
Yeah.
But if you can plug just above $2,000, you're getting into some solid reels. And they do carry a nice range of spares. And the stuff is available. And worldwide, spares with some reels can be difficult to get hold of.
Very difficult. I've got a couple of reels I've waited years for myself, and I don't think I'm ever going to get them.
But it seems to be progressing, it seems to be improving, and I will have no hesitation. I want one. You know what I mean? And I actually want one.
Yeah.
And certainly the lust for the product is good.
Yeah.
It's strong. And I know Penn have got a tremendous following in South Africa, and very deservedly so.
Something almost every fisherman grew up, you had a Penn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think the range of reels we're looking at here, the high-end ones in particular, have re-established and affirmed that Penn brand as a niche for guys who want reliable, strong, easy to service reels.
Yeah.
And these things are super easy to service.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, 5 minutes, I'm into this thing.
Yeah.
No faffing. Is this the right size torque screw? No, they are well put together. The metal body is easy. Your screws line up well. No plastic little thingies and
nothing to break.
Nothing to break. They like working on your favorite BW Beetle kind of thing. It's just simple, easy, and structured, and well engineered. So, guys, I give Penn a very high rating.
No, 100%. You can't not.
And I think at the moment, I think the Ross are from $699.
Yeah.
I think we're up to about $899 here on the high end.
That's not bad for a high-end reel.
And I think the Battles is just over two grand.
Correct.
You can't ignore them.
Yeah.
I think certainly well worth. And I know some of the guys down the Western Cape and Southern Cape anglers, they love their pens. And the case they've actually been latching onto your slammers as well.
Yeah, they've been flat out, right?
Your shark boys.
Yeah.
The big sizes.
The big boys, 8.5 and the 7.5s, 8.5s.
Yeah.
I think the 10.5, that crazy, that's a
well,
massive.
10.5 is...
I don't know that holding caster thing, but anyway.
Yeah, you've got to have some beef to cast. But certainly, any angler, there is a pen for you. If you are doing a lot of lure casting, maybe downsize to a slightly smaller one, because they are a little hefty. These are not mega light reels,
correct.
But they're mega strong reels. Yes. So well worth highlighting. And again, they're the battle or the little conflicts and that clash certainly well worthwhile looking at. So yeah, Penn, yes.
Yeah.
Glad we've got them. Glad they can offer entry-level anglers a reliable product.
And right up to compete with the best in the world.
A premium product at actually a realistic price.
Yeah.
100%. I think that applies to pretty much the entire range. Good product at a realistic price. Cool. That's kind of wrap from my side.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, Don, thanks for that very informative information. I've learned a lot about Penn this evening, guys. I did know some stuff. Now I know a lot more stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please go check out Untraceable Fishing on YouTube. Otherwise, visit Bulmoria on Facebook or check out their website or visit them online where all these Penn reels are up. They have some amazing specials running at the moment. Check them out. Bulmoria's is their 37th birthday, so they have some amazing specials running at the moment. Go check it out and get yourself a Penn reel before it is too late.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, until next week, thanks for joining us. This was Tackle Tuesday.
Cheers.